Have you ever found yourself dreaming of swapping that office cubicle for a window with a brand new view every single morning? Well, that whole idea of working from an RV, it's not just a fantasy anymore. For a growing number of people, it's becoming a very real possibility. So today, we're going to map out the road to making that dream your reality.
You know, this quote it really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's not just about the travel. It's about a total shift in how we think about work itself. I mean, just imagine your morning commute being a short walk to some scenic viewpoint instead of sitting in bumper-to-bumper traffic. Now that is what this lifestyle is all about.
So, what's the real draw here? Why are so many people trading in their stationary lives for a home on wheels? I can tell you, it's about so much more than just seeing new places.
This idea of liberation, that's the key. For so many, this isn't about running away from something, it's about running towards a new way of living. Think about it. If you've been laid off, or maybe you're a retiree, this is a chance to grab the steering wheel of your own life and consciously design something that truly aligns with your passions, not just a paycheck.
Okay, but let's be real for a second. A dream without a plan is just a wish, right? So how do you actually make this happen? How do you turn this beautiful idea into a sustainable, day-to-day reality that, actually works? Let's get to the practical side of things. All right, this brings us to the blueprint of the journey. The first, and honestly the most crucial step, is finding your place in the remote economy. This is the foundation that makes everything else possible. This is where the rubber really meets the road. It all starts with a personal inventory. So, what are you good at? But maybe more importantly, what do you love to do? The magic happens when you find where those two things overlap. And that last point, it's absolutely critical. If your work feels like a chore, you're just trading one cage for another, more mobile one. The goal here is to find work that energizes you, that makes you excited to open up your laptop in the morning. And the great news is, the remote job market is absolutely booming with high-skill, high-demand fields. The key insight here isn't just the list itself, but why these roles are so perfect for a nomadic life. Creative and tech jobs, they're often project-based, which means you're not chained to a 9-to-5 clock. And things like sales and project management can now be done from literally anywhere, thanks to some really powerful cloud-based tools. You don't have to sacrifice your career to live this life. Okay, so you've landed your remote gig. Awesome. Now comes the core challenge of this entire lifestyle. How do you actually manage your professional commitments while still embracing the freedom you set out to find in the first place?
And here it is, the central balancing act of the RV life. You've got your work obligations on one side, deadlines, meetings, all non-negotiable stuff. But on the other, you have the very reason you chose this life, that freedom to explore. The secret isn't to choose one over the other. It's to find a rhythm where they can beautifully coexist. So, how do you pull this off? Well, it's all about working smarter, not harder. You gotta think like a strategist. Plan your long travel days for weekends or days you know are light on meetings. Become a master of those digital tools. They're your new remote office. And most importantly, do your homework. A beautiful campsite with no cell service, that's a professional's worst nightmare if you've got a deadline. You have to find those spots that offer the best of both worlds.
Now let's zoom in on the day-to-day stuff. I mean, it's one thing to have a schedule, but it's another thing entirely to actually be productive and feel good while you're on the road. This is about more than just time management. It's really about energy management. Here's a super simple tool you can use right away. The Pomodoro technique. It's so simple, but incredibly effective. You just work in focused 25-minute sprints, then take a short break. This is perfect for preventing burnout in an RV. Just picture it, a focused work sprint followed by a 5-minute break to step outside and breathe in the fresh mountain air wherever you've parked for the day. It keeps your mind sharp and keeps you deeply connected to your surroundings. What all these strategies really boil down to is one simple concept: boundaries. And try to think of boundaries not as walls that keep you in, but as fences that protect your time. They keep work from spilling into your personal life, and crucially, they give you permission to fully disconnect and truly enjoy the adventure. And these boundaries, they don't just appear out of thin air. You have to consciously build them. Carve out a dedicated workspace, even if it's just a corner of the dinette. Set a routine and try your best to stick to it. And for the sake of your sanity and your relationships, communicate that routine clearly to your travel partners. These aren't just nice-to-haves. They are the essential support system for a thriving life on the road. All right, finally, let's talk about the most important part of this entire equation: you. Thriving in this lifestyle is about so much more than just logistics and Wi-Fi. It's about nurturing your mental well-being and your personal growth along the way.
Let's be honest. This lifestyle isn't always sunsets and campfires.
It can be challenging. Loneliness can definitely creep in. The lines between work and life can get dangerously blurry. The key is to be in tune with yourself. If you're feeling irritable or maybe just off, don't ignore it. It's your mind's way of telling you that it's time to take a step back and check in with yourself.
And you absolutely do not have to manage it alone. Community is everything. Whether it's finding your people on online forums for digital nomads, going to RV meetups at campgrounds, or just engaging with the local community wherever you stop, building that support network is vital. Sharing experiences with people who just get it is the best way to combat isolation and remind yourself that you're part of a much larger movement.
Ultimately, there's no one-size-fits-all map for this kind of journey. The beauty of it is that you get to draw your own. By finding work you love, by mastering your time, and by taking care of yourself, you can create a life that's rich with both professional success and personal adventure. The open road is waiting. The only question left is, where will it take you?